There are a lot of smart people out there with great ideas, but just having a good idea isn't enough in itself. You got to have the right people on the bus. And in the early stage of a company, getting the right people on the bus are often not the same people you need on the bus when you move through the expansion stage. So you founded MDLIVE back in 2009. You did it with people that would help you do the proof of concept, get the business started. You raised angel funding to get those first early days funded. But now you're at a very different stage. You've now got domain expertise. You've got some really key players. You've got many people knocking on their door to invest in the company. But you're going through an active recruitment now to strengthen the expansion team, not just the startup team,
right,
but the expansion team. How do you think about that stage you're going through now, from early stage into expansion stage, and getting the right people on the bus?
So I think it's important to identify where you are as you're growing your business and the type of people that you need at different stages and having those people to support the businesses is critical. A lot of entrepreneurs certainly do not make that transformation themselves, and it's really important to identify that. We started out in an early stage disruption with a certain amount of limited capital that we had to work with to do proof of concept, and those people who are going to be there with you and are required from their work ethic and their ability to do whatever it takes, and in many cases even to have to cut corners because that's the only option you have, are different than the people as you go from what I call chaos to control chaos, which is to ultimately to a full enterprise capability. Once we've identified that the business has been validated in a disruptive space that we're in, now we can attract and recruit the right talent to be able to support that.
So we've built out a business where you've got a very large population of people who are signed up through your self-insured employers. You've got exceptional customer experience with the people who are using the MDLIVE service for low acuity care. You're now well on your way to building out this nationwide network of hospital systems. You found a business model for that which works for you and works for the hospital systems. And you're now starting to add other supplemental health services on top of that, like therapy, consultation for all different types of medical conditions. As you think about MDLIVE 2-3 years from now, what's your dream of what this could turn into? Are we seeing the early stage of what online banking looked like 20 years ago and people were skeptical? Would people really trust a system with their money online? Right. And yet, people just sort of take that as that's how banking is done. Are we going to reach a point in telehealth where it is as pervasive and as accepted with consumers for wellness and for health, for low acuity care and even higher acuity care, where it's going to become fundamental to the way healthcare is delivered?
Yes, and so when we think about MDLIVE in a 3, 4, 5 year period of time and beyond, we think that what we have in our building is a truly virtual health system. Technology has finally caught up, all of the stars have aligned, and we have all of the momentum. As we can start to make certain that the physicians and the specialty practices and the second opinions and all of the things that we can do, where we can provide the doctors through technology the ability to have biometric access through sensors and through patches, then the capability that we can operate virtually will be equal to or better than what we have in a physical presence today. And that's how we see MDLIVE, both from a domestic and a global perspective, which is allowing tens of millions of people to connect with the best doctors and specialists on the planet to be able to have their diseases, if they're chronic or from a prevention perspective, be able to have access.